at when we started?
I think it was around 7,500.
What are you guys going to do by the end of this month?
We're looking to close around 30K this month. So it's definitely a big leap from when we started.
What were you really struggling with in the beginning, or when you're kind of doing things on your own?
One of the biggest things that me and my partner at that time we were struggling with was really systems. We felt like we were like an employee. Dude, like I invested $100. I closed the deal, the first deal with only $300 of ad spend. My advice to like any person starting out is
welcome to another client interview, everyone. Right now I have a good friend, Brian Hernandez, and in this video we're just going to kind of uncover what Brian is doing, what he was struggling with, so hopefully you can avoid those mistakes. And now what he's doing, what's actually working. So again, hopefully you guys can get some value out of this to implement it and hopefully make some money for yourself, hopefully change your lives. So Brian, welcome, brother. Good to have you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, Brian, let's start off with this, man. What do you do? Let's tell the people, what do you do?
So I have a marketing agency here based in Miami. We've grown a lot since we started working with Mr. Julian over here, and it's just been a journey. We're working with local businesses here in South Florida. We're doing content, paid ads, lead generation, all that. And yeah, it's pretty much a quick summary of me.
Amazing. Well, love it, man. Well, I think what everybody wants to know, of course, because I mean, at the end of the day, we're all pocket watching, right? What are you guys going to do by the end of this month?
So we're looking to close around 30K this month. So it's definitely a big leap from when we started.
Amazing. And where were you at when we started?
So when we started, I think it was around 7,500.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, dude, let's get into the juicy stuff. And I want you to be transparent. So hopefully people watching this can learn and maybe implement the things that you did that really helped you out. So what were you really struggling with in the beginning, or when you're kind of doing things on your own?
So one of the biggest things that me and my partner at that time we were struggling with was really systems. We felt like we were like an employee instead of actually being like, I don't know how to explain it, like a CEO, an owner of a company, right? Handling things. And it was just more, we felt like we were an employee. We were fulfilling things where the clients were telling us what to do. It was just a mess. And we really needed help with building out systems, operations, hiring. I've learned a lot from you, teaching me how to also lead a team and stuff like that. So that's been one of the key things that's really driven this, like the agency's success so far since we started working with you. But like, the biggest constraints definitely were that it was like the operations systems, and yeah.
Amazing. So let's dive a little bit deeper into that, So what were like the major things that you think really impacted you to your growth? Because I mean, systems and automations, that can be a wide variety of things, So what do you think were like the key things that really impacted the growth?
So to dive deeper into like the systems and stuff, like before we started with Julian, we didn't have like we didn't have an onboarding, like it was just horrible. It was just basically we'll send out an email, say, hey, thank you for joining us, and we'll get started. It was like a complete mess. So since working with Julian, we've been able to actually automate our whole onboarding process. We don't have to touch a single thing. Like now a client pays and it's hands off, everything gets done, which is automated. And that's when it comes to like the front end kind of. Marketing was another thing that I forgot to mention, was also one of our biggest constraints. We really didn't have any type of content. We really were just not posting. And something we've learned from Julian is that that's very important, right? To be posting, and for clients that's how you build the trust with clients. So at the time the reason we had gotten to 7,500 was really, we were just doing referrals. Like that's what like people were giving, referrals, connections that my dad had at the time. And that's pretty much the only reason we got to 7,500. So we didn't have a real acquisition system that was really bringing in clients every single month, right? And obviously at the time, that's when Julian introduced us into the social funnel, which we started to implement. At the time, we were working with dentists, and that helped out a lot as well. I think from running it from the short period of time that we're running it, we acquired 2 dentists, and yeah.
Amazing. I want to go over the onboarding really quick, because having it automated is amazing, right? Because that's how you can scale. That's how you can make sure things are getting done. But not only that, it's just being able to take your client through an experience. Because first impressions are everything, right? Like you were saying before, your onboarding is they pay you thousands of dollars and you send them an email. Yeah. You're scrambling around trying to do things, which is not the best experience for your clients, right? And they just paid you a few $1,000s, bro. Like they expect quality.
100%.
Now that's exactly what you have, right? Because first impression is everything, and you want to be able to control the things that you can control, and you can control how professional you are as an individual, right? How you dress, your onboarding, like how you approach, how you're being seen, those sorts of things. Now I want to talk about acquisition, right? So I know we first started off, to be full transparent as well, we first started off with like the boosting ads.
Yeah.
Right. That's what we first started. You guys, I think you said you closed 2 clients, but we can both be real and tell the audience know that it wasn't really the most effective funnel to begin with. Right?
For us, for a person that
for
like
you.
We're starting out, for like not having content and stuff like that, that's not really what's giving, like, it's not moving the business forward. Mm-hmm. It works more for like people that are already set up, like they already have the brand, they're like established.
Exactly. So I also want to, I want people to understand that as well. We did try the social funnel with Brian because at the time, and if you don't know what the social funnel is, it's basically just boosting a video, having people follow you, and then trying to set them in the DMs. I have videos more on that. But where Brian was currently with the agency, he didn't have a personal brand. He honestly didn't have any content at all. He had like a few videos, low following. So social funnels they don't really work with those types of things. And especially with the clients that he was trying to go after, we consider these people whales, right? They have money. Yeah. You think they have time to watch Brian's content, follow Brian, and then watch all of his content and just like interact with Brian? They don't have time for that. They don't have time to get nurtured. They just want to know, what can Brian do for me? What is he good at? What makes him, what makes him different? And really, why should I spend time trying to message this person? That's what these whales, they don't have time. You need to get straight to the point. So I think let's talk about that. What did we pivot to? Because I know Brian came to a private one-on-one session. What did we pivot to that really saw the growth?
So it was crazy. So after like the first few days, after basically setting up the whole onboarding, fixing the whole business, because I literally got there basically with no business, just revenue coming in. And we're actually, since then, I can consider that I actually have a business now. And so that, like 2 days into the one-on-one sesh, he had just got my phone. Literally, he's like, yo, do you have any videos? Like any videos of like you recording clients? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. I mean, look, found the video of me just like basically recording like a shoot. And he's like, perfect, just send it over. He started crafting it on like IG. I thought he would go and edit and like a whole bunch of stuff. No, he went in, started writing it on Instagram. And then he launched the ad. I think he put like, I think it was $100, if I'm not mistaken, for like 1 day. And then like literally I woke up the next morning and I remember it was like, I think it was like 9. And I'm like, yo, Corso, I got my first lead. It was literally like, and it launched at 8 in the morning. He had set it up to launch at 8. And like as soon as I woke up like at 9 or something, boom, I had already my first lead. I was pumped because I've never really seen like a lead like that from like ads. So it was definitely qualified. Exactly.
That's and big, then qualified.
And then like the rest of the day, it just started like a whole bunch of messages. And I was like, bro, this is insane. Like I've never experienced this. People interested in like a service or my product, So yeah, just DM ads is really what we pivoted to.
Yeah. And I want to go over that. Like how much work did you put into that one ad?
Nothing. And still to this day, so you guys know, it is like, in my opinion right now, it's like a William creative, because I literally turn it on and off. It's like literally a lever that I pull, and he created it in less than maybe 5 seconds. And it's literally like just every time I turn it back on, it's just people texting. Right now, my phone is full of DMs and full of leads. I still haven't been able to answer all of them. And yeah, that's how crazy it is.
Boom. So now, right, like now he's a different problem to solve, right? Now we have to organize. His stuff, make sure his follow-up, his nurturing sequence, all that stuff is really dialed in so he can take advantage of all those leads. But the problem he had before was he wasn't getting enough. Like nobody knew who Brian was. Nobody knew about raw marketing, right? And let's be real. I mean, were you going to send cold DMs?
No, hell no. I was not gonna do that. I was not gonna do that. For me, it's just. I mean, it works. It can work if you go and call
It
a thousand
works, yeah.
people, but I just wasn't enough for that. I'd rather just invest money and that's it. You'll get your return quick in a day.
Exactly. So you can either leverage your own money to do the work for you to get you leads, or you can leverage your time, really get it. Like cold outreach works. I'm sure people kill with it. But I much rather leverage my own money, invest into it, and let that do the work for me because it just works. Now,
And if you don't have the money, find it. I definitely recommend it because, like, dude, like I invested $100. I closed the deal, the first deal with only $300 of ads. Anybody here can go get a job for a week, 2 weeks, get their paycheck, and invest into ads.
oh yeah, I'm agree. If you don't have $300, like go get a job for like 2 months and just save, or just start
Exactly.
the agency while you have a job. Like that's just do it, personally. But amazing, bro. So those DM ads have been crushing for you. Let's talk about a few other things. Okay, great. So that now let me ask you this: with everything that we've done, everything that we've really constructed, like what is your goal in the next 6 months now?
So my goal for not myself, mainly for like the company, I do want to scale to 50K. Let's like realistic by the end of this year, in which we have about 2 to 3 months left. So right now, if we hit 30K, we should be there by the end of the year. Especially now, I'm able to no wait, not say wait. I'm able to like also meet with course and we're able to keep organizing the rest of the business to actually keep the clients because, in my opinion, there's no point in having people coming in if they're just going to leave in a month.
Yep.
Because then your business just relies on you investing money and bringing in people for a month. So then your churn is so high that I'd rather say you don't have a business. And in agencies, that's the churn is very high, especially if you just offer content, which is what we were doing in the past. So really my goal is really to get to 50K by the end of the year.
Yeah, amazing. I think that's something very important you just said as well. People overcomplicate generating leads, but once you figure it out, like I'm sure you're like, bro, that was it.
Yeah, it was like, it just feels normal. Like at this point.
Yeah, it's just normal, right? You just know
Yeah.
you spend this, you're probably gonna get this amount of leads, and you're gonna book these amount of calls, and then it's just a numbers game, right? You just
I remember when I first started the agency and like leads from Alex Hermosi came out, I was reading and I was like, bro, this sounds so hard. Like, how the hell am I gonna get like leads coming in? I didn't even know what leads was first off when I first started the agency. Just so you guys get a little background, I started my entrepreneur journey like literally a year ago, and now we're at 30K, well, 25K, but it's definitely been like very successful. And I didn't know what leads were. I didn't know what any of that was. So just to see leads, I was pumped and I was like, damn, it's really not that crazy. Like it just comes in and now you just gotta close them. Sales is the next thing.
exactly. But the only way you're able to learn that so quick is by investing into yourself as well.
100%.
Right? Like, I think you read a free book, and look at that got you. It probably
Yeah.
it got you more confused.
Yeah.
It's a great book. Don't get me wrong. Go read it, but
But let's talk about that for the story, because I wasn't able to like actually talk about how I started with you.
go ahead.
So before I started with Corso, I had the 7,500, but we were not profiting anything, or we didn't have money to invest into like ourselves, into a mentor, because we were fulfilling a lot, we were charging wrong, so it was a mess. So what we had to do is the first call I had with Julian, I was like, I know that this is the mentor I want. He was actually like the only one we spoke to, but I knew he was the one wanted to work with or to have as a mentor, especially that he has his experience, right? He had an agency, which now he's launching a new one. And I definitely wanted a mentor that had experience, not some mentor that did another company that just wasn't gonna align to what I was doing. So I didn't have the money and I went ahead and I told him, hey, Julian, I'm gonna find the money. I'll be back to you in 2 days. I found the money in the next 2 days and I invested in myself, in the company, my partner, because I knew that that's like the most important thing. And so it really sped up the process instead of having to fail. Like working with Julian has really sped my like fail, like the trials and tribulations of starting an agency, wasting time here, wasting money. So that's like really the most important thing, investing in a mentor. That's my advice to people.
Amazing, great. Now, right now, I know you said you're focusing on sales and then eventually fulfillment, right? Because churn is obviously a big thing.
Yeah.
But
I'm facing that right now, which is like, I feel like it's a lot of work and you have to hire more. So it's like, that's like my next bottleneck.
yeah, which is again, but that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just fixing bottlenecks.
Bottlenecks. That's all it is. It's business.
Right? That's all business is, right? You identify your bottlenecks. You fit your bottleneck was lead flow sales. Boom.
Yeah.
Fixed it. Okay, now fulfillment. How can I get my clients better results? What can I do for this? Ba 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 ba. And the next thing. And the next thing.
Yeah.
Which we'll do. But also, man, I want you to kind of give the audience, like, if you were to speak to yourself like 5 months ago, right? Where you're like 5, 10K, only relying on referrals. You know, you don't really have a business, almost like a freelancer, order taker. Like, what would you have said to yourself 4 to 5 months ago?
I would have said that relax, like it's not that deep, it's not that hard. Like at the time I definitely had more than $2,000 to invest into ads. Like I was an idiot. I basically wasted 6 months of like, I don't know what I was doing. So I would definitely be like, yeah, just run ads. If you want to like my advice to like any person starting out is focus how to bring people in, then fix the rest. One thing my dad's always taught me is infiltrate the dealer and then figure out the rest. And that's like my advice to like my younger self, like the 6 months ago or 8 months ago.
Yeah, amazing. Just send it, right? Because I also want to say one thing. It's never going to feel like the right time, right?
Yeah, it's never.
It's never. When we were sitting at my balcony, and I'm like, yo, give me your phone. I made the ad. I'm like, bro, I'm just going to run this. I don't care. He goes, all right, like whatever, fine. But it's like, it's never going to feel the right time. You just have to jump in, obviously get guidance from someone.
Yeah, 100%.
And figure it out. Figure it out. The roadmap is there. We're not trying to do something that we just invented.
Yeah, like we're not innovative. Like, yeah, exactly.
We didn't invent this. Let's be real here. I didn't invent this strategy. People out there have already put the roadmap for us so we can follow it and be successful. We just have to learn it and do it ourselves.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you had like seen it like in like you're like, yo, B, I just saw this. Let's try this out. And you're like, boom, you just launched it.
That's all it is, right? So I saw, to give you some context as well, like how you really find winning ad creatives is by just going on Facebook ads library, seeing what other people are doing with their ads. I saw this one person, this one ad. I'm like, he's running a local offer. I'm like, yo, B, let's try this. Like this guy has been running it for a certain amount of time. I know it's running. We did it. It worked. So proof of concept. I talk about it all the time. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. See what's already working, especially if you're under like 100K per month. Just replicate what's already working.
That's one thing I've learned from you. It's proof of concept. I remember in the mastermind that when I went, ever since that day, it's literally that. Like proof of concept is like the key thing that I use in my business now.
That's it.
Don't try to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. Obviously, when you're at a higher level, you have to.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to get A to B or even B to C, that's it. Proof of concept, follow it's already working. Well, amazing. Alrighty, Brian, that's pretty much it, man. I really appreciate you, sharing your experience, being transparent. I guess, is there anything else that you would say to, to the audience who are looking to scale an agency as well?
Well, something I'd probably want to tell the people watching this video is that, like I said, it's really not that hard. You just have to like go through, like once you have a bottleneck, solve that. Like business is very simple. If you just, your stress tolerance is little, like it's like you understand what's going on. And you're like, okay, I just need to solve this puzzle and I'll get to the next one. And that's it. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. Like Corso's been able to help me bring people to the company, right? Get attention around my offer. Now I just have to solve the next problem and then the next one and the next one. And you'll get to where you want to go. That's really an advice that I want to give to the audience.
Amazing. I love it. Alrighty, Brian, I appreciate you, man. Have an amazing day. Where can people find you? Where can people see your journey? Raw marketing.
So, you can follow me on rawmarketing.co or Brian Hernandez with an X. And I'm recording my journey there. So,
alrighty. So let's also give out. Let's all hold Brian accountable, right? So let's say from 12 months from now, which is I'm shooting this October 17th. Where are you going to be 12 months from now?
50K. Oh no, not 50. So 12 months from now, I'll probably be like hitting 100%. Like there's no doubt.
All right. So what we'll do, maybe we'll re-record another podcast, maybe in person. We'll see how Brian's doing.
100%.
And all righty, brother. Peace.
Let's do it. Appreciate it.